Hello everyone! In this Python scientific computing, signal processing, optimization, and control theory tutorial, you will learn how to automatically compute Jacobians of vector functions in Python by using the symbolic Python library called SymPy. Furthermore, you will learn how to automatically generate code that will return the Jacobian matrix for the specified input vector. That is, you will learn how to write a Python script that will evaluate the value of the Jacobian matrix for the specified input vector. This tutorial is very important for engineers and students who want to develop optimization solvers or signal processing or even control engineering algorithms in Python. Namely, a number of optimization solvers and control engineering algorithms are based on the computation of the Jacobians of nonlinear functions. But before I start with explanations, I need to mention the following. It took me a significant amount of time, energy, and planning to create this video tutorial, as well as more than 450 video tutorials that you can find on my YouTube channel. And consequently, I kindly ask you to press the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's start. Here's a brief outline of the video tutorial. First, we provide a brief summary of Jacobian matrices of vector functions. We will briefly introduce vector functions and explain how to compute Jacobian matrices of vector functions. Then, in order to test our Python implementation, we will construct an example of a nonlinear vector function shown over here. Then, we will explain how to analytically compute the Jacobian matrix of this function. The Jacobian matrix is shown over here. The computed analytical form of the Jacobian matrix will be used to test our Python implementation. Finally, we will explain how to write the Python script shown over here. This Python script, number 1, symbolically computes the Jacobian matrix, and number 2, automatically generates a Python function for numerically evaluating the Jacobian matrix. Before we explain how to write Python scripts, we first need to briefly summarize the concept of Jacobian matrices. For that purpose, consider the following vector function, shown over here, that takes as an input the n-dimensional vector x, shown over here, and it maps this vector into the m-dimensional vector shown over here. The entries of the vector function f of x are the functions f1, f2 until the function fm. These functions map the entries of the vector x, that is, they map x1, x2 until xn into scalar values. The Jacobian matrix of the function f is m by n dimensional matrix of partial derivatives shown over here. The first row, that is this row, of this matrix consists of the partial derivatives of f1 with respect to x1, x2 until xn. Similarly, the second row of this matrix consists of partial derivatives of f2 with respect to x1, x2 until xn. And in the same manner, we construct the other rows of this matrix. To verify the Python implementation, we consider the following test case function. This function maps the vector x with the entries x1, x2, x3, and x4 into a four-dimensional vector f. The functions f1, f2, f3, and f4 are given over here. And here is the Jacobian matrix of this function. Let us compute the partial derivatives. For example, over here, we need to compute the partial derivative of f1 with respect to x1. Obviously, the partial derivative is x2. For example, this entry over here is actually the partial derivative of f3 with respect to x3. Here's f3, and if we compute the derivative of this function with respect to x3, we obtain minus sinus x3. Okay, so this is our Jacobian matrix, and this matrix will be used to verify our Python implementation. Okay, let's start with implementation. The first step is to import the necessary libraries. First, we need the NumPy library. Then, we need to import the SymPy library. The SymPy library is a very powerful library for symbolic computations. From SymPy, import star. This means that we are importing the complete SymPy library. Next, I will call this function init printing, and this function will be used to generate nice prints and nice plots of symbolic expressions. Okay, let's evaluate this script and let's continue. The next step is to define the symbolic vector x. To make this video tutorial as clear as possible, over here I've wrote the analytic form of the function f and our vector x. Obviously, our vector x is a four-dimensional vector, or we can also say that vector x is a matrix with 4 rows and with a single column. Let's define this vector in SymPy. We type this: x is equal to matrix symbol. And over here we specify the name x and we specify the dimensions: 4 rows and a single column. And that's it. Let's see our vector x. Here it is. And let's try to access its entries: x of 0, and we obtain x0, 0. And here you should keep in mind the following. The Python programming language starts to index the numbers from 0. That's why x00 is actually x1. For example, x3 is actually x of 2 over here. So keep in mind this. The next step is to define our function f. Let's do that. To define our function f, we will type this: f is equal to matrix. This is the SymPy function for defining matrices. And over here, we need to define a matrix with 4 rows and a single column. To do that, we open this environment for the matrix and we define row by row. Okay, and I will do this in order to make this notation as clear as possible and such that you can follow what I'm actually doing. Okay, let us first define the first entry. We need to type x1 multiplying x2. We type x of 0. X of 0 corresponds to x1 multiplying x of 1. X of 1 corresponds to x of 2. And that's the first entry. The second entry is sine of x of 0. Then the third entry is cosine of x of 2. And the final entry is x of 2 multiplying, and here you should be very careful. If you type e, the SymPy library will not understand e. The correct symbol for the exponential function in the SymPy is capital E. And over here, we take the power, and inside we need to type x of 3. And that's it. Let's see our function f. Here it is. Perfect. Let's verify that everything is correct. First entry, second entry, third entry, and fourth entry. Perfect. Okay, let's learn how to compute the Jacobian matrix. It's super easy. I will store my Jacobian matrix, that is, the symbolic expression of the Jacobian matrix, in this variable, symbolic. And I will type f dot, and I will call this function Jacobian. And I will specify the vector x. And let's see the output. Okay, here, in order to verify the computation, I've wrote the analytic expression for the Jacobian matrix. And let's verify that everything is correct. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is x2, this is x1, this is cosine of x1, 0, 0, 0, so everything is perfect until now, 0, 0, minus sine x3, 0, perfect, and let's check the last row, 0, 0, e to the power x4, and x3 multiplying e to the power x4, perfect, that's it, simple as that. However, the story doesn't end here. In many applications, you would like to have a numerical value of this Jacobian. And you need to actually write a function that will transform this symbolic expression into the numerical value. It's very easy to do that in Python. To do that, we will use the lambdify function. I will call my function as Jacobian function. And this function will actually be created by the lambdify function. Lambdify is a very powerful SymPy function for transforming symbolic expressions into an ordinary Python functions. The first argument of lambdify is our vector x, the symbolic vector x, and the second argument is our symbolic expression, that is Jacobian matrix symbolic. Okay, perfect. Here's now our Jacobian function. Now let's create a test case. I will construct a numpy vector. X test will be equal to numpy array, and I will define a vector with 4 rows. Be careful over here to correctly specify the rows, and let's do that. Let's, for example, select the points 1, 1, 1, 1. So here we are saying x1 is equal to 1, x2 is equal to 1, x3 is equal to 1, and x4 is equal to 1. Here it's very important to keep in mind and to remember the dimensions of this test case vector should correspond to the dimension of our symbolic vector x. And finally, let us call our Jacobian function, and let's specify as the input our test vector. Here it is. Voila! The output is the Jacobian matrix evaluated at our test vector. Okay, that would be all for today. I hope that you like this video. If you like the videos I'm creating, please press the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks a lot and have a nice day.